All right, folks, here's the chapter 4 or chapter 2, homework number 4 assignment. Let's go ahead and get started. State the slope and y-intercept of each line. Okay, so the slope, we're going to go ahead and the slope, we're going to use the letter M for that. Okay, so going forward, we're going to use the letter M for slope. And remember, slope is just the change in y over the change in x. Okay, but if you have an equation, you won't see that. Okay, you can only see that if you have a picture or you have a graph. But on an equation, it's actually right here in front of the x. So the change in y over the change in x, that's the slope. And the slope is going to be negative 5/3. So going forward, all we really need to do is write m equals. Okay. So for example, on B, all we really need to do is write m equals, and then the slope is negative 4/7. Okay, on C, well, see how there's no x? Okay, so that means that there's no slope, meaning the slope is 0. Okay, the y-intercept, okay, that we're going to use the letter B for that, for the y-intercept. Okay, and that's just a constant or the number that's by itself. So in this case, it's going to be negative 4. Okay, so going forward, the y-intercept, we're going to use the letter B. In this case, it's going to be positive 3, or just 3. In this case, on letter C, it's a number by itself. It's going to be negative 5. Okay, that's it. Without graphing, calculate the slope of each line described below. All right, so this is using Gloria's method. If you want to find the slope, you're going to take the y values and subtract them. So let's go with 5, and we're going to take away 1 in that order. So 5 take away 1. Here, I'll write it down this time. Over, and then we're going to do this with 2. Because we started with 5, we have to start with 2. Take away 4. Okay, and that's going to be the x. X goes on the bottom. So 2 take away 4. Okay, so 5 take away 1, or 5 subtraction of 1 is 4, and 2 subtraction of 4 is going to be negative 2. So that's your slope. That's your rate. But then we can also do a unit rate by dividing it all the way or reducing it out. So 4 divided by negative 2 is actually negative 2. So that's our slope. Okay. So next one, a line that goes through the origin. The origin is going to be the point 0, 0. So if I start 5, take away 0, so my slope is 5 take away 0. That's going to give me 5. Okay, and that's on top because we got to do the y's first. And then the second one is 10 take away 0. And that's 10. 5 divided by 10, that's going to be a fraction of 1 over 2. A vertical line, one that is up and down, that goes through the point 0.65. Okay, and we talked about this the other day, but vertical lines have a slope that's undefined. Okay, a line that goes to the point 1,6 and 10,6. All right, so this one, we're going to go ahead and use 6 take away 6. So the slope is 6 take away 6. That makes 0, right? And that's on the top of the fraction. We start with the y's first, remember that. Then we're going to go 10 take away 1. That's 9. And 0 divided by 9, that's going to be 0. Okay, so that's your slopes without calculating. At the right, the graph models the number of tiles on a tile pattern based on the information on the graph. How many tiles are being added each time? All right, so basically, we want to look at what we call the slope of the line. All right, so let's see. Figure 0, we have 18. Figure 1, we have 20, so that goes up by 2. Figure 2, we have 22. So, yep. So the slope of the line. Oh, actually, it says pay close attention to the scale, right? So it's not 18, that's 10, and that's 20. So, so that's obviously not 18. So 10, 12, 14, 16. So from 16, so every block going up and down is 2. So every little bit going up and down is 2, and everything going left and right is 1. So, whoops. Right, so it's not 2, it's actually 4. right? So we're going 2 and then 4 over 1. So the slope, so we'll just write down slope is 4 over 1, which is just 4. Okay. How many tiles are in figure 0? So that maybe they should ask that, but figure 0 is this one right here, and that's going to be 16 because it's going to count by 2. So it's 10, 12, 14, 16 right there. Okay, so 16 tiles. Write the equation for the tile pattern. Okay, so all we need to write the equation is we need to know the slope, which we have is 4, and we need to know figure 0, which is 16. So the equation is going to be y equals mx plus b, and we know that the starting is 16, so we're going to use plus 16, and we know the slope, which is the m, is 4, so we're going to use 4. So the equation y equals 4x plus 16. How would the line change if the pattern grew by 12 each time instead? Okay, how would the line change, right? So we're looking at the line, and how would it change? Well, if it grew by, right now it grows by by 4 each time. But if the line changes to grow by 12, okay, what would it look like? Well, it would still start here, but 12 would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then over 1. So your line, instead of that, will end up looking like this. And that right there would be a much steeper line. So I would say the line would be much steeper. Okay, I guess that's it.